these people don't have any trials, and we have no idea what they've done. So, our code of conduct was basically that we were going to be as pleasant and make this as easy a time as possible. And especially Rooster, he took it really seriously. He was a really good guy about making sure that he was a positive asset to the detainees on the blocks and really held that in high regard. He never said that, even to this day, we still disagree as to whether or not what we did down there was wrong, but it's actions that count, and he beat it well. But for every Rooster, there's, 50 people that are, heinous and just ridiculous.
You eventually completed your whole tour in Guantanamo Bay. You did that in 2004. You left the army, you were honorably discharged, you received commendations and medals and so forth, and then you joined the Iraq Veterans Against the War organization. Why did you do that?
At the time I hadn't made any sense out of my life. I couldn't talk to anybody because I felt like I didn't understand anybody. They didn't understand me. I hated being in school. I left school because all I saw around me were privileged kids that didn't have to do anything in their lives for anything, and I couldn't get Guantanamo out of my head, and I was just getting angry all the time. And I'd gotten up and walked out of so many classes just because some 18-year-old kid that has a free education ahead of them. And that, granted, that's not a reason to hate anybody, but it just made me really angry. So
was that because of Guantanamo?
Yeah, that was just Guantanamo, military service, being poor, the life I came from, and what I had to do, and feeling like everybody else just sails through, why, and so many people get stuck with just these crappy things in their lives. But I heard about this group of veterans, and I was like, well, I've got to start dealing with this. I've got to find some positive group and some positive something. My life was just really negative at the time, and so I found IBAW, and they were just awesome. It was just the best. They're to this day a majority of my closest friends.
When I contacted you about coming and the possibility to come to the UK to do this tour, you said that in some talks that I want to describe to people what it's like to be a concentration camp guard. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think that people look at the Nazi concentration camps and they think how could those people do that? It's really easy. It's a simple thing. You make one decision and then you spend the rest of your life trying to explain that decision. It's not, I barely made any choices in my life, and then I ended up working in a concentration camp. So when history unravels, my name's going to be stamped on that camp, and, that's going to be a pretty nasty thing, and I'm going to be dealing with that for a long time. And I just want people to know that it's a lot simpler than you think it is, you wake up and you put your boots on and you go to work every day. It's just that you work in a concentration camp.
But you did do something about it. You came here. Before you came here, you started speaking out about what you witnessed. You started speaking out against the attitudes and the very concept of working in a concentration camp. And then you came to the United Kingdom. And you didn't just meet with me. You met with over 12 former Guantanamo detainees, including the one who pulled your arm into the cell